Hey, we're here at 8, and we're going to... okay, no, I can get
That's
this.
my fault completely.
I can get this. Welcome to Heroes 8. I'm Paul,
And I'm Patrick.
and today we're going to go through some of the awards-winning movies from the Golden Globes.
Yep. We've got, and I'm going to be looking off screen slightly. I also want to just call out, I'm still looking for sympathy. It's another video where I have a head cold. Please comment how brave I am in the comment section below, because I feel I'm being very, very brave.
He's such a brave boy.
I am. I'm making this one for you, Chief. We're going to go through not all the categories of the Golden Globes. We're going to go through quite a few of the more interesting ones, though, and maybe the interesting nominations, even if they weren't winners, because I think there's some stuff in there that's maybe worth talking about that didn't win.
Yeah, so we're going to go through the top 6 categories, which is essentially the best movie in drama, best movie in comedy or musical, then essentially the best actor in drama or musical / comedy, the best actress in the same genres as well. Yeah. And then also we're going to do, if we have the time, which I definitely think we will, we're going to do the best director as well.
Yeah, because I think there's a little bit of interest there. Spoiler alert, that's actually pretty cool this year.
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting kind of development.
Also, warning, we haven't seen all of the movies.
There's a couple of movies on the list that we haven't gotten our way through yet.
There's a couple that we're dying to see that actually haven't come out here yet, because unfortunately around award seasons is one of the times when Europe doesn't always get the movies at the same time as America, and that's really kind of irritating. Because Green Book in particular, which will come up a few times, is something that we've been talking about since its very first trailer.
Yeah, we saw the trailer probably back about
September last, was it?
Yeah, I'd say
before,
quite a while. It came out of nowhere.
We both went nuts.
We also haven't released. There is a moment in one of our videos that have not reached the light of day that we were just like, oh, the Green Book, and
a video that we had to destroy for other reasons had us both freaking out, going Green Book, because we hadn't actually spoken about it, and we both saw. Did you see the trailer for blah blah blah? No, it was just incredible.
Derailed that. So anyway, the best movie production in or the best movie picture in drama.
So I'll read out the nominations actually, and you can reveal the winner.
Oh, I should get a card.
Yeah,
and also a bow tie.
So we have Black Panther, A Star Is Born, If Beale Street Could Talk, Black Klansman, and Bohemian Rhapsody, and the winner was
Bohemian Rhapsody. That was a nice.
I tried to do what they do on the thing. Yeah, I'll hold it. We both read it.
So, Bohemian Rhapsody is a film that both me and Patrick have seen, and we loved it, despite some of the critics kind of going at us saying that it takes a little bit too much of a creative kind of twist on the Queen kind of origin story and the story for Eddie Mercury. We disagreed quite a bit because we were like, it's a brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant story.
And again, we actually did a video on this, and again, I think it might have been one of the ones that had to hit the technical difficulties pile and not actually get released. But our big thesis on it at the time, and it was around Venom as well, was that we were kind of cheesed off at reviewers doing things like that. Just hammering movies and going, oh, well, this isn't very good. But then the public actually stepping in and saving our bacon, because we thought Bohemian Rhapsody was great. We couldn't understand why critics couldn't let themselves go enough to love it, because I think that's the only way you can end up not liking it, is if you're a bit too cynical and you're not able to just lose yourself a little bit into the beauty of the movie. Yeah,
like it took creative kind of story writing for some of the elements
creative license,
of some of the elements of Freddie Mercury, and vilified some of the characters that also were around there kind of thing, and also invented some characters and stuff, but nothing so much that was really disturbing to the overall story. It gave a very good take on the kind of Queen origin story and the Freddie Mercury story as well. We agreed that as a drama and stuff like that, especially probably within the last 50 minutes of the film, not including just the Live Aid kind of element, but there's a very good story arc in the middle of that kind of part that we were saying, that just it really shows the drama and the experience and which goes capabilities of the actors that were in that film.
I think it acquitted itself well, because very few films can end well, and I think it it finished as strong as it had been at any point in the film. So that's awesome. Plus the fact, if you're going to say how you measure a film, just at the basics, can a film reach out and touch you a little bit? Can it make you feel? Can it actually elicit some emotion in you? No matter what, however you felt about the film, if you loved Queen or you hate Queen, there was enough there that at some point you were going to feel something in the film. It's the same thing with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Whether you're familiar with Spider-Man or any of that stuff, I think there are parts in it that will touch the moviegoer. And I think Bohemian Rhapsody checked that off 2 or 3 times in the film at least.
Like Bohemian Rhapsody has, I'm probably saying it wrong, but it has a lot of heart.
Yeah.
In it, and it has very good elements of that. Now, the other films that were in the category as well, as we said, were Black Panther, Star is Born, which goes Black Klansman, and
If Beale Street Could Talk.
Now, out of these films, both me and Patrick have obviously seen the Black Panther film. We, as a drama film, it's a bit of an interesting one. We're really happy that a superhero film has made it into the genre of best movie picture.
It's great that things are getting a nomination. I do still question why it's getting the nomination, and when I say question, I don't mean that in any sort of sinister way. I just feel that everybody maybe lost their minds a little too much over Black Panther, when I think Avengers all those years before could have elicited the same sort of, oh my god, this is an amazing film. Now I know Black Panther was it was a great film and it represented things, and that cannot be underestimated. I'm just, when you see the other films in the category along with it, it's a little strange to me. It's just a little strange.
Like it's funny because we're having a look at the list. Star is Born is a very good film with Bradley Cooper and which goes
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
You almost said Katy Perry.
Yes,
didn't you?
I did. I'm not up on my music. It's the one part of my knowledge base that isn't great. So but like Star is Born and which got Black Klansman are in there, and which goes
If Beale Street Could Talk.
Yeah, so like it's an interesting kind of and Bohemian Rhapsody. It's kind of an interesting movie to be put into that kind of group.
It's also strange, and I know everybody's noticed that there are 2 musical films in them. They're not musicals, but films with music as part of their subject. A Star is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody, which I can't remember the last time that happened in award season, that there were 2. I know one of them's a biopic, essentially the Queen film, and A Star is Born has been done before, but they both contain the idea of musical performance, but aren't musicals. Yeah, I can't remember when that's happened before.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting to have those 2 movies in it because there is a genre for musical and comedies, and I guess these movies are so good. Yeah, the kind of like in the acting kind of chops of drama and everything like that these have allowed themselves to essentially transcend out of that category and go into the drama one. Yeah. Now we sadly haven't seen Black Klansman, which I really want to see.
Which we will be seeing. Yep.
I really want to see because which goes Kylo Ren.
Adam Driver. Yeah,
he's in it as well, which is an interesting thing. He was also in
Logan Lucky last year, and he was amazingly good. Adam Driver's been great in lots of things.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see in the Black Klansman, which is an interesting film about essentially a black cop who has somehow able to go into a clan's meeting, but yet can't go himself because obvious reasons. So he has to get another, I believe, cop or person to go in his stead and stuff. So it's an interesting kind of concept.
I think it's fascinating on a few levels, and I hate it when somebody is related to someone else famous, but it is hard for me to miss the fact that it's Denzel Washington's son who is the lead actor, and I'm so glad that wasn't made a big deal of around the promotion. Because I think it does seem, and everybody I've spoken to, I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It does seem to stand on its own 2 feet. So yeah, I think the category of best drama, I think Bohemian Rhapsody is a great winner.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah, it's a very good start. Next category, it's best motion picture, musical or comedy, and the nominees are Green Book, Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Mary Poppins Returns, and Vice.
And the winner is La La Land.
Moonlight.
The winner
Green
for
Book.
Green Book,
Green
which
Book.
is a film that me and Patrick have already gone on about.
Yeah, we've talked about how much we wanted to see that. So really glad it won. Really annoyed that it hasn't been released here yet.
A very limited release in America.
And it got a very limited release around Thanksgiving, which is so odd. A little bit cynical in my view. It, I think, is an awards play, and I think...
Yeah, we'll probably bring this up in an Oscar in an Oscar video.
Yeah,
that we're kind of like it seems like the limited release was essentially to get it into the running for the awards shows and stuff. So though we think, like, don't get us wrong, we are really like ecstatic about seeing this film because we saw the trailer and we were really kind of the chemistry between the two leads are just amazing and stuff.
It's no understatement to say that it is the film that I have most wanted to see since I saw the trailer. Just full stop. Probably in the history of time, actually. So I'm just annoyed. I wish they wouldn't hold off releasing things in Europe like this, but we'll get to see it soon. We will. Paul saw Crazy Rich Asians not by accident, but without. That was just one of those cinema nights where you were going with people and you hadn't been told in advance, right? So
the interesting thing was I was told that we were going to go see Crazy Rich Asians, and no, I was just like, okay, cool. I haven't heard of this film. It sounds like a really good film. I went with like a few friends, and they were just like, it's an all Asian cast, and it's a good film, or it's an interesting film. The one comment that people gave me was, it's not your kind of film, which I
really think is insulting.
Which was an interesting kind of comment, but I watched it. It is fucking hilarious. It is a great film. I loved. It's a comedy romance film, very funny.
Yeah, I can say it's Paul's type of film because the very next day, to say that you wouldn't shut up about it is being unfair. You convinced me that this is not to be underestimated. And I loved the film for the amount of energy and excitement it elicited from you. It was just great. And I think, a nomination is more than deserved for something like that.
Yeah, I think the reason I was so kind of energetic about it was probably because it was a film that it wasn't on my radar in any kind of way, and I went to see it and it was just brilliant. So
also, it's really nice when someone says, this isn't going to be your type of film, and you come out going, well, you were wrong. It was very much my type of film. I loved it. Thank you very much.
There's so many favourite characters in that film. So many favourite characters.
So, like, having it and Green Book in the same category makes sense. Musical or comedy, you've got the music end of Green Book, you've got the comedy end of Crazy Rich Asians. We've already talked about how there are music related films in the other categories. This is where I think it's going to be funny for me, which is another film that isn't out here yet, The Favourite, which Olivia Colman, Emma Stone and Saoirse Ronan are in, and I hope I got that right, because if I just Katy Perry'd somebody, I'm really sorry.
Oh.
I know. You're getting that for the rest of this video. Sorry, that's really unfair of me.
Katy Perry and Lady Gaga.
They're the same person.
They're not the same person.
I've never seen the two of them in the same place at once.
Look very similar to me because I am, stupid.
Yeah, well, look, I don't know what Bruno Mars looks like, so you could actually tell me,
I'm Bruno Mars.
Well, yeah, you might be Bruno Mars.
So, The Favourite. So it's a period piece comedy.
Yeah, and I think because it's based around it's a costume drama style comedy. I think that in itself, if you can pull off funny in that setting, I think you're doing really, really well, because that stuffy kind of stately home, Victorian dress, Queen related stuff, is very hard to get a good laugh out of.
It is. Like the only people that the only time that I've really kind of experienced it is probably like Blackadder.
Yeah,
like a lot of the Blackadder stuff kind of has a good period piece kind of costume drama comedy kind of style. So
and it was quite exceptional in the fact that it managed to pull that off as a TV show at all.
Well, this is the thing.
The genius of Rowan Atkinson at the time.
Yeah, like it was smart as well as crude kind of way, but a lot of these kind of like medieval kind of comedy films can be just vulgar, like Your Highness.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I'm really glad to see it there, and just because we mentioned Blackadder, Rick Mail, love you, Flashheart, woof. He was such a big part of my childhood. Rick Mail, I can't have anything mentioned without saying bye to him. Moving on though, because this is the one that you haven't seen. Mary Poppins Returns.
No, I haven't, and I am going to go see it. It's an interesting kind of one to go.
Yeah, and I thought we talked about it way back, and I said I don't know why anybody. I thought Emily Blunt was the bravest woman in Hollywood. Why anybody would touch that role? Because if you do really well, people will be like, "Well, you're not Julie Andrews," and if you do really badly, they'll be like, "See, you're not Julie Andrews." So she seems to have done well, and I respect her and I applaud her for it. So fair play to you, Emily Blunt.
Exactly. Like what I've heard a lot about is that Emily Blunt doesn't try to reenact any kind of Mary Poppins.
Good choice.
She takes her own version of the Mary Poppins character and stuff like that, which is still lighthearted, singable, magical, and everything like that. But it's Emily Blunt's version of Mary Poppins kind of thing, so,
which is the way to do it.
So I'm interested. It's got it's got a great cast in it, which is Dick Van Dyke is in it, which is just incredible.
I think that is amazing, and I think Dick actually showed up presenting an award at the Golden Globes and acquitted himself well. He's the only person the entire night that made an off the cuff joke and made his co-presenter laugh. That's how I want to go out. Good man. Not that you're going out. That came out wrong. We all know what I meant. Yeah,
so the next film up is
Vice.
It's Vice. So this is going to be an interesting one as well, because it didn't win the comedy musical award, but it is a kind of, I guess it's a political comedy about essentially the
it's Dick Cheney. Yeah, it's the Dick Cheney film of the Bush years.
But you've got some interesting people in that film as well. You've got Sam Rockwell, you've got Christian
Bale, Carell, Steve Carell
in it as well.
Again, another film not out here yet. I think out actually this weekend or next weekend. I'm dying to see it. Funny little side note about this one: the production company that made it is run and owned by the daughter of one of the big rich executive producers of other things. And he has said that she pumped too much money into advertising this film and was like, I'm cutting her off, sort of thing. I don't know if it's exactly like this. This is all paraphrasing from little bits of news I heard. But essentially that, he was saying, you're spending too much money on your films. And then Vice goes and gets nominated, which is why if any of that rumor stuff that I've just regurgitated as truth is true, I really hope it wins an Oscar, just so she can be like, Dad, you know that film that I spent too much money on? I'm actually calling you on my Oscar.
That would be an interesting kind of payback.
Yeah, it would be good. I would actually call my dad from the Oscar podium. I'd be like, my acceptance speech is, Dad, say hi to everybody.
Well, we had Christian Bale. He won one of the best supporting actors, didn't he?
Did Chris win? Yes, he did. No, he definitely did. And the reason I know Christian Bale won is because I think half of America was like, "Where's he from?"
Because he's
because his accent was different than they were expecting.
I just want to make sure was it supporting actor or was it the best comedy actor? I think
he won.
No,
best
it was
performance by an actor, motion picture, or musical.
Yeah, because his acceptance speech was the "I thank Satan for this."
Did he say that?
Yeah, did you not hear that?
No.
Oh, there we go. There's some news live for you.
Brilliant. I missed that.
So Christian Bale won the. So we're moving on to the best actors. For comedy and musical. So the nominations were quite far spread. We got which goes John Lee C. Riley for which I think Sherlock and Holmes. Or not Sherlock and Holmes.
Stan and Ollie.
Stan and Ollie.
You were close. The other double team.
Sorry. Which is also a film that I'm really excited for, which we haven't gotten out yet.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to see it because I really want to see John C. Riley as Babe. Which goes Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen, yeah, which is another Green Book nomination. So
we've seen a lot of Green Book nominations.
Robert Redford, which he says this is his last film, Old Man and the Gun, I think it was, or Not with the Gun. Yeah, Old Man and the Gun. I've heard mixed reviews of this from people I'd kind of semi-trust that, this may be a nod for his final film, and for that reason only.
I'm interested because it seems like a good film. And another nomination was, which goes...
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
What was it?
His is for Mary Poppins, I assume. Yeah, it was for Mary Poppins.
Okay. So...
he played the modern Dick Van Dyke character.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, an interesting kind of piece. He's done a lot of musicals with Hamilton and stuff like that. So he's a decent guy. That's an all-star kind of cast or nominations for
and from the old to the new, and the reliables like Viggo Mortensen, who should get nominated every 5 years anyway, I think.
And John C. Reilly coming out of nowhere.
Like
he's a solid actor.
Oh yeah, for sure. So on to best performance by an actress in the musical or comedy category. So we know it was won by Christian Bale for Vice on the male actor side of the house. Female actor side of the house is my personal favorite winner of the entire night. Oh, Olivia Colman. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I ruined it. Do you know what? Pretend you didn't hear that, and we'll go back to the start.
No, it's fine. Olivia Cole was the winner of the actresses in musical and comedy, and the other nominations were.
I didn't care enough about them because the one I really wanted to win won. As the nominees who lost were still actually really cool people.
They were.
So there was Emily Blunt, and we've already talked about how cool that lady is. There was Charlize Theron. She's pretty damn cool.
She is.
There was Constance Wu from Crazy Rich Asians, and Elise Fisher. I hope I'm saying her name right. Now that's 8th Grade. That's the Bo Burnham film that again I haven't seen yet because I couldn't find out where its theatrical release date in Ireland was because I'm not sure it feckin' had one. Which is another really kind of annoying thing. Much like the Kumail Nanjiani film Big Sick a few years ago, I had to run out and see it for the one weekend it was in the cinema here. And I specifically went and was like, take my money, I want at least one box office receipt for this film. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
Which apparently 8th Grade is awesome. Bo Burnham is quite the
comedic genius.
Quite the renaissance man too. Now he's already made, I think it's his first feature, and it's straight into a Golden Globe nomination. Now it's for the actress who played the role, but by all accounts it's a fantastic film. So she's not good in isolation, it's great along with her, and I imagine she's got a big career ahead of her. So.
Yeah. So we got Emily Blunt for Mary Poppins, which we've already said about the Mary Poppins kind of thing. Emily Blunt is a strong actress.
Yeah.
Like, it's not surprising to see her in the nominations here. And taking on the role of Mary Poppins is a very brave thing that we've already said. Yeah. And taking it on as your own thing is also a brilliant idea. So
is there a small part of you that wishes she'd been nominated for The Quiet Place instead, though?
No, see, this is the thing is, I would like she was perfect in the Quiet Place.
Yeah, I think she was very good in it.
Like, and I think that I would, although Mary Poppins is great and everything like that, I would like to see in the Oscars.
Yes,
for her to be nominated for Quiet Place.
Will it happen?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
You might find like
wish it would.
You might find out that Quiet Place might make it into a nomination of the best film.
I would love that. Gosh, I would love that.
You might find it just because the medium is like very twisted in that film, even though it is a horror film.
Does it deserve to be in there? Yes. Will people be smart enough to put it in there? Yeah. But back to this, because whoever the Hollywood Foreign Press, I thank you, because Olivia Colman from our side of the world, from all the way from Peep Show, Church, like all sorts of things. She's done so many things that are, I wouldn't say under the radar, but under the global radar, let's say.
Yeah, like she's from what I believe is she came from a comedy background with Mitchell and Webb look from
Peep Show with Mitchell and Webb again.
Big Train, Jam, a lot of kind of comedy kind of things. So like to see her in a globally renowned kind of award show and winning for The Favourite, we're very happy for her, and we also feel that it's past due.
Yeah, and I think it's also very heartening that she has this nomination and this recognition now, because I think it's not the capping off of a career. I think it's the starting of the rest of the world getting a great look at what's going to be a brilliant future career.
Yeah,
I don't think she's just a comedic actress. I think she's a phenomenal actress, and I'm really looking forward to having her be one of the actresses of our generation now going forward.
Yeah,
and just so well done to you. We'll just tweet this directly to her now. This is like, we think you're awesome. We also really like Emily Blunt and Charlize Theron and everybody else. It's an honor to be nominated in this category. Everybody always says that.
I know,
because of the company.
Well, like it's a great like Constantine Wu, which
like I
if we're getting that name wrong, we apologize. But we are like she
Constance Wu.
I apologize. She is the she's the lead in which goes
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, and she did a perfect job. She it was so good to the opening. From the opening to the which goes to the closing credits and everything like that is this. She's such a good actress.
Yeah. And here's how good you are. I have to stop him because I know he like Crazy Rich Asians is.
It was such a dark horse film for me that it just made me every actor and actress that was in that film is just great. I can't remember the name of the actress. She plays one of the biggest comedic roles in the film. She has just been added to the Jumanji crew for the new Jumanji film, which
another sequel that we forgot,
which we tweeted out. Which could hear us out tweeted out saying that that's a great move for them. She is a very funny, actress. She's a rapper from.
Oh yes, Aquafina.
That's her name.
There you go. I'm useful sometimes. And on to the next category. See, sometimes a name just falls out of my face, and I only got that because she was on Saturday Night Live, and I was like Aquafina. Yeah.
So the next category is essentially the best performance by an actor in the motion picture for drama.
And nominees.
Oh.
Would you like them, and then you can announce the winner?
Yes, go.
So we have to scroll down, and once we have scrolled down, we get Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born, Willem Dafoe for Aquaman, I'm joking, At Eternity's Gate, Willem Dafoe. Lucas Hedges for Boy Erased, and John David Washington for Black Klansman. And the winner is... That was almost a drum roll because I knocked something over. Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. So Freddie Mercury finally got an Oscar.
Ooh, okay.
No, in all sorts of good ways.
Oh no,
Freddie Mercury is a hero for me. So
I understand.
Even though it's somebody that was playing him, it's really nice that it was for that role an actor got an Oscar. I think it's nice.
Golden Globe,
maybe an Oscar.
Maybe an Oscar. Yeah, very much so. I believe he is in the running for an Oscar for this one.
And like he's
alongside a lot of really good names in this one, and to beat them. But we have to say that Rami Malek's performance in Bohemian Rhapsody was amazing. He really took on the role of Freddie Mercury and really made his own. It took me a while when I heard about the Bohemian Rhapsody film coming out. It took me a while to notice that it was him from Mr. Robot.
Oh yeah.
That was a big thing where I was just like, oh, he's also from A Night at the Museum films.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been so long. I think I've seen 1.5 of those. So.
He's an Egyptian prince. Huh. A very good Egyptian prince.
Well, you know what? To say that he's part of good company is no understatement.
We got Bradley Cooper,
Well, yeah, and Bradley Cooper, a bit of a man of the moment. He's really covering a lot of bases. When you consider A Star Is Born is nominated in other categories, he's nominated. He directed. Yeah. Lady Gaga is also nominated along with Katy Perry.
Not gonna let that go.
Sticking it in. There's nothing that guy can't seem to do right now, and to have beaten him on what was one of the big surprise other musical films, which I know we've already talked about, is quite the statement for Rami Malek as well.
Bradley Cooper's kind of an all-round kind of wild character for director, acting, and singing. Which I believe a lot of people were very surprised in his singing voice. I am too. I'm not saying that I'm part of some kind of inner circle that knows that Bradley Cooper can sing. Thanks for the invite, Brad. You've also got
roommates in college.
Yeah. I was the servant.
Oh yeah, that fits.
William Dafoe also. He's always a great character. My only thing with William Dafoe is that he's always, you see him and he's kind of like, oh, maybe he's the bad guy.
Yeah, he has a little bit of that, which is why it's always great when he's the good guy. It's always nice. It's like, good, they didn't make him bad.
That's specifically talking about Aquaman.
The other two contenders, like you've got newer people. It's always obviously Rami Malek is not he hasn't been around forever. He's not brand new either though. So it's really, really nice to see a category like this with such strong performances across the board.
All right, so the next category is Best Performing Actress in a Drama Motion Picture. And the category, or the categories, the nominations are...
I have a job. Glenn Close for The Wife. Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born. Nicole Kidman for The Destroyer, Destroyer, know that. Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me? And Rosamund Pike, A Private War. Now, the winner, Paul, is... Do you want to reveal?
Katy Perry. Glenn Close.
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close for The Wife.
And do you know what? This is the category I was dying to get to, because those 5 people, in that order: Glenn Close, Lady Gaga, Nicole Kidman, Melissa McCarthy. If you start at the back, you've got we had a discussion about who are the people that I'm really into as being part of our generation, that I'm really proud to have lived at the time when they had their ascendancy. You know, they're my dad's generation's Cary Grant. I put Rosamund Pike, Rosario Dawson, and a few other people in that bunch, and I think half of this list covers that. Rosamund Pike, Melissa McCarthy, fantastic. Glenn Close, obviously, I would maybe call my brother's generation a little bit, to try and be nice about it. Nicole Kidman, I'm always surprised by Nicole Kidman. She's just a surprising person, because
her range is always...
Yeah, you don't think there's much there, but there's more there than you'd think.
Yeah, like as in she keeps pushing the envelope of her skill sets and stuff, and then to see her kind of expanding them once more is kind of just great.
She's deceptively good, which is a weird backhanded compliment,
yeah.
But she is just deceptively good. People are like, it's Nicole Kidman. Oh my god, yeah, it's Nicole Kidman. It's not like people look at Charlize Theron and go, yeah, but she's an amazing actress. It's like, well, Nicole Kidman's not, too bad either, folks.
No, not at all. So Glenn Close is from The Wife. Great film. Interesting also about that film is the fact is that another film came out which is very similar to it. What was it? Khalid?
Colette or whatever.
Colette?
Yeah, the
with Natalie, not Natalie Portman, Keira Knightley.
Thank you,
Keira Knightley. So it's an interesting one, because it means that we had 2 films that came out that were very similar, but Glenn Close, The Wife, came out on top, and man, Glenn Close is just a brilliant actress.
You can't say a whole lot against Glenn Close. Like, this is not her last nomination or her last win, but she's done so much that when she's in a category, a little bit like Meryl Streep, you're like, probably Glenn Close is going to win. It must be tough to be nominated and see her name in the list.
Yeah, it must be kind of, oh no. But then again, if you do win with Glenn Close in your category, then you
beat Glenn Close. That's true.
You know that you've done well. So Lady Gaga for Star Is Born plays a very kind of shy singer writer, which is a great kind of great piece for her. Interesting for her to come out and do that kind of
a twist on her public persona. Huh?
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah. So that's a really kind of good one. With Melissa McCarthy, that's an interesting one, because I think it's very hard for you to come out of a movie that everybody kind of complains about a lot about, because you're an all-women cast, and not complain about maybe some of the writing and some of the direction.
She's taken her lumps over the last few years.
I'm talking about Ghostbusters. There's
was not her fault.
There was no. It's not any of the actors. Or the actress's faults. It was definitely up to writing and directing. So nice to see her back in the running with some great names.
And I think if we can get this kind of level of strength, if I was to pick a category that had the strongest contenders in it, this probably would have been it. And in a time when people are debating where men and women stand, and is it a male dominated profession, are actors paid too much, can female actors command as much money, I think that's going to naturally just change when you see the quality of people that are, always filling these lists now. It's not like one good and 4 fillers. It's strong performances across the board. So that's good to see. And up next we have Paul, fill time.
We have which got the best director.
Thank you. Okay, best director, and I think we're both probably going to talk about this for the same reason in a second. But let's get through the nominations. Adam McKay for Vice, great to see. Spike Lee, BlacKkKlansman. Peter Farrelly, again, I think interesting to see. Green Book. Bradley Cooper, we've talked about that, A Star Is Born. And Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. Now, winner is Paul.
Oh. You just gave me the hard name as
well.
well.
Oh yeah, sorry, Alfonso Cuarón.
For Roma.
For Roma. And what's interesting about that? Well, there's lots of interesting things.
Well, the interesting thing is that Roma is a foreign language film.
Yes.
Which is a great start for the which goes best director film, or best director award, because you have the likes of Bradley Cooper in there, who is a great director and a great actor himself. You got which goes on.
Well, you've got one of the Farrelly brothers getting a little bit of credit too. I'm really happy to see Peter Farrelly there for Green Book, not only because I'm looking forward to Green Book and I'm sure it is going to be as good as I hope, but it's nice to see him get some recognition on his own, because a lot of people would be quite snobby over the years and going, well, Farrelly brothers aren't going to win an Oscar, are they, or win a Golden Globe? Well, one of them just kind of got nominated and had a legitimate shot. Say, like Spike Lee, what can you say? No, it's Spike Lee,
Yeah, he's a solid kind of director. BlacKkKlansman came out and only missed it by like a couple of days and stuff, which was annoying for me because really did want to see it. Spike Lee is, as I said, is a solid director.
Yeah, his body of work stands a great testament to him. He is Spike Lee. There's only one Spike Lee. That said, Adam McKay for Vice. I didn't know if I'd ever see Adam McKay up for director, for something like this. Having comedy angle to it for Adam McKay is it's going to be there, but with this sort of content, I think it's great. So he's part of the reason I'm looking forward to seeing Vice. The same way I was looking forward to seeing BlacKkKlansman because it's going to be a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, so
I don't like that he calls them Spike Lee joints necessarily because but yeah, no, I think hell of a strong category. So for Alfonso Cuarón to win with a foreign language film means it's bloody good.
Yeah, which is it's definitely put it onto the list of films that I'm now going to have to check out, because
I have to see it.
Yeah, because it's definitely going to have an element there that's made it so that he's gotten into the category of best director.
You don't win against that by accident.
There's some strong contenders in
also,
there.
let's face it, what has he done that we all love and should be mandatory watching, like Children of Men? It's amazing.
Yeah.
I recently watched all the Harry Potter films, and I came out of it saying that my favourite one happened to be the one directed by him. So
The Prisoner of Azkaban.
That's it. Which I don't think we should talk about Potter right now, but thank God he did that film, because I was starting to lose momentum by that third one. Sorry for all the people who are now going to hate because I'm not a Potterite.
I have no
Potter.
idea. We already did.
Pooter?
Yeah.
So. I don't know what else can you really say about a category that strong when it comes to the upcoming Oscar season. I can't see a whole lot of people ousting that list. Like I don't know if there's going to be too many more people pushing in there.
No, I guess we have to see the kind of full body of work that's happened throughout the year and stuff, and kind of figure out if there's anything that's recently come out. Not recently, but like
eligible.
Yeah. That we can maybe slot in and slot out. But this is the thing with the Golden Globes, is it kind of gives you a good indication of what is going to be nominated for the Oscars in certain categories.
And I think to maybe round it out, if you're up for it, Paul, how about we do some of our honourable mentions, because close to both our hearts, best motion picture animated was
Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse,
which is absolutely awesome, and it should, again, it's a must-see. Get to a cinema and see it. If you haven't, if it's left the cinema, find a way to see it somewhere else. It's amazing. I think one of
Sony's best works in a very recent time.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's weird that you can say it's maybe the best use of the Spider-Man character on a cinema screen. And we've just come out of seeing, Homecoming a few years ago, going, what a great Spider-Man film.
Yeah, it's interesting. We didn't actually get saturated with Spider-Man stuff, or it didn't feel like the way, even though 2 movies in the same year.
Yeah.
Is it the same year?
No, it's the same 18 months, same year and a half. I want to throw in a few honourable mentions in the TV series, the musical comedy category. Barry and The Good Place. I think The Good Place is one of the better TV shows made in the last 20 years. but I very much think Barry stands alone as a work of art. Bill Hader deserves more. He should become the next Ip Man in Hollywood, if we're going to go away from the standard hunky man. So good job to Barry.
Who won the television series?
The Kaminsky Method, which is Alan Arkin and Michael Douglas.
So that's the Golden Globes. Tell us what you think about the nominations and winners. I know that there's more, as we said, we did an honorary mention. We know that there's more categories that we didn't cover. But let us know what you think about the Golden Globes, and also what is your, from the Golden Globes, what is your kind of expectations for the Oscars?
Yeah, what do you see coming up next? And particularly, is there anything in the Golden Globes that you thought there's no way that should have been there? There's no way that should have won. Were there any categories you felt were a fix? Because there's always something that is really divisive. You might have a particular favourite movie that was left out completely. Throw it in the comments down below. So, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and do the YouTube dance.
We're Hear Us Out. I'm Paul.
And I'm Patrick.
Thanks for watching.